Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you a layout I made for the Paper Issues design team, and it's a challenge called Keep It Sketchy. And if you would like to take part in the challenge, just go hop on over to their Facebook page. It's called Paper Issues Friends and Family, and take part in the challenge. It's very fun. You basically just have to follow the sketch that they give you. And my interpretation is a very loose interpretation. You'll see that as I go along. The collection I'm using is the Shimelle Starshine collection. I'm just going to be using 2 pages from that collection. This is obviously the floral paper that I fussy cut some of the flowers out from it. And I'm using a cut apart sheet that you'll see in a little bit. I am going to be doing some mixed media on the page. And here I'm just going to be applying the gesso. I'm applying it all in the same direction because the idea that I have is to paint some paint stripes or paint strips from top to bottom on the page. So I want all the textures and lines to go in the same direction. I'm going to be adding some gelatos straight onto my paper. You'll see obviously the gesso is dried, and I am brushing some water over that gelato I've rubbed straight onto the gesso. It's a very wide paintbrush there. It's very soft paintbrush. The gelato I'm using there is called Iced Currant. It's a very rich maroon sort of color. It's got a shimmer to it. And the next color is called Guava, and it is not a very vibrant pink. It is a very soft, muted, pastel-y pink color. And again, I'm just using that brush, adding some water and just smoothing out that gelato. That color, that pink that I've just rubbed on there, it's called Bubblegum. This is a very vibrant pink, and it's very bright, and it's a very happy color. So I'm just also using that paintbrush and rubbing it, painting some water over that gelato there. I'm coming back with the Iced Currant, and for this for this stripe I'm going to be using a brush that's not so wide, a narrower brush. It is still a very soft brush. You'll see that the brushes I'm using, they leave quite distinctive brush marks at the end of the stripes that I'm painting, and that's exactly the effect that I want. So I'm not going to be blending any of that brush stroke effect out on the ends there. That is again the bubblegum color, and at this point I'm realizing I want some more depth to that bubblegum color, so I'm adding in some gelatos straight onto those strips. I do wait for the previous layer to dry before I add some more, just to make sure that the page can handle all the water I'm adding to it. That gelato that I've added there is called Iced Pear. It is also a very vibrant and bright color. It has a very beautiful muted shimmer to it. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I want something a bit brighter. So as you can see that the leaves on that floral cluster that I cut out there, the leaves are more vibrant and they are a lot brighter. So I'm bringing in my H2O Twinkling. This color is called Kiwi, and as you can see I've just added some water there, and the water activates the watercolors, the pigment or the watercolor in the little pot, and I'm just brushing it on over that Iced Pear gelato I've painted on that. And I'm going to be painting that kiwi straight over that lighter gelato that I've painted on there, the guava. Yes, I'm going to be painting that straight over that, and it actually covered it quite nicely. So here you see my take on the banners behind the photo is that I stitched with my sewing machine. I stitched little banners over the painted stripes. So instead of putting actual banners with pattern paper or cardstock, I stitched the banners, the shape of the banners over the mixed media I did. I also stitched some zigzags between each of the banners, just to give each banner an extra dimension and to differentiate each banner from the next banner. So, and this is something I've been using and doing lately quite a lot, is adding vellum to the back of my photos. And I'm going to be tearing the edges of the vellum. I really like the effect it gives, and the effect that it has, you can't really see on camera. If you look at the layout in person, you'll actually be able to see the vibrant colors shine through the vellum, and it gives a much better effect in person. Instead of the stars on the sketch, I am going to be using those flowers, and I've fussy cut out quite a number of them. I did go back and fussy cut out some more flowers as I realized I would be needing some more of them. So, and here I'm thinking, okay, so the banner effect behind the photo needs to be accentuated a bit more. So I go into that second sheet I was talking about from the Starshine collection, that 12 by 12 paper pad, and there's a cut apart sheet, and I'm just cutting some of the banners out from that cut apart sheet, and the colors match perfectly with the banners or the stripes I painted on the background. So just for extra effect, I'm going to be gluing those little banners there at the bottom of the photo. On the sketch, it also suggests that you should put word strips on the right hand side of the photo, just to balance out the composition of the layout. I think this is such a good composition, balance wise. You've got the embellishment rich side on the left, and then a more open space on the right hand side of the layout, and with the word strips over that open spot, it draws your eye to the word strips, and it really balances out the layout quite well. So the word strips I'm going to be using is also from that cut apart sheet that I cut the banners, those little banners at the bottom of my photo from. The strips say today, forever, and yesterday, and the other strip says together. I'm going to be popping some of the flowers up on foam squares, and the rest I'm just going to be sticking it straight to my page there. I didn't use the tape runner or my ATG to glue to stick or adhere the flowers to the background, because of the amount of mixed media and products I used on the back, and I was scared that the flowers weren't going to stick properly, so I am using a bit of a stronger glue there. That big floral cluster on the top left hand corner of my photo, I'm just going to be popping up half of that cluster up on some foam squares, because the photo's already popped up on foam squares, so the photo will be holding up the rest of that cluster over there. I am a stickler for fussy cutting, so if there's anything in a collection I can fussy cut, that is usually something I go for first. I usually, when I do get a new collection, I go look at all the papers and I see what I can fussy cut, and then I just go and fussy cut all the flowers and all the little things that that calls for fussy cutting. So all those little sprigs and twigs and buds and little flowers, I absolutely love it. It's something it really relaxes me, and it helps me just to chill out. Okay, so there I'm just sticking those little banners at the bottom of my photo that I'm placing there for just an extra pop. As I said, that I felt that the banners that I sewed onto my layout with my sewing machine didn't have the desired effect I wanted. You can see it really a lot better in person on the layout, the stitched banners. So, but anyway, I like the effect that the little banners have at the bottom of my photo. I'm popping up the word strips, or the little sentences I've got there, and that little word strip, I'm popping it up on some foam squares just for extra dimension. As I've said, that the layout is embellishment rich on the left hand side, so yeah, there you go. And there's my daughter's hand. She's sticking that little sticker on my arm. It was on my arm, on my right arm at the beginning of the video, and I did take it off, and then she came in and she noticed that it's off and she put it on my left arm. So yeah, as I've said in a previous video, it's just something you guys are gonna have to get used to. She's always around me. And okay, so here I'm coming back the next day. You see that the lighting has also changed somewhat. This is early in the morning. And off camera, I didn't notice that my camera wasn't recording. I did add the teeny tiny puffy hearts from my stash and some stars from my stash. Also some iridescent sequins, just to fill in some of that empty space on the right hand side of the layout. And those alpha thickers are from the Oh My Heart collection from Pink Paisley, and I thought that the colors fit absolutely perfectly with the colors that I'm using on this layout. So my title is just going to be You and Me. It's not anything special, but you know, this is the photo I'm using is of my daughter and her cousin, and the cousin lives in South Africa, and it's just a special photo for me, the two of them. Okay, so this is about it for the layout. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.